Listen up, you lot. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving headfirst into a topic that's close to my heart and stomach, making sure you don't get served an absolute disaster on a plate. We've all been there, excited for a meal out, only to be met with something that sends shivers down your spine. Overcooked steak, rubbery chicken, I've seen it all. And let me tell you, it's not pretty. But fear not, because in this video, I'm arming you with the knowledge to spot a culinary car crash before it reaches your table. We're talking about the top 5 things you absolutely don't want to find in a restaurant. From dodgy ingredients to downright filthy conditions, consider this your crash course in avoiding a dining disaster. So buckle up, get ready to take some notes, and for God's sake, put that dodgy-looking sandwich down. First up, we're tackling the silent assassin of the food world, mold. That's right. That fuzzy little nightmare growing on your forgotten leftovers can also lurk in the darkest corners of your favorite eatery. Now, a little bit of blue cheese on your burger is one thing, but finding a science experiment sprouting from your bread is a whole different story. Mold is a sign of food gone bad, plain and simple. It thrives in damp, warm environments. And trust me, a restaurant kitchen gone wrong can be a breeding ground for this nasty little bugger. We're talking about potential food poisoning here, folks. Think nausea, vomiting, the works. Not exactly the after-dinner entertainment you had in mind, is it? Now I know what you're thinking, but chef, I can't see the mold, it might be hiding. And you're absolutely right. That's why it's crucial to pay attention to the telltale signs. A musty smell, a slimy texture. These are all red flags that something's not right. And if you do spot even a speck of mold, send it back. Don't be shy, your stomach will thank you for it. Remember, a good restaurant takes pride in its ingredients and food safety. They should be just as horrified as you are to find mold anywhere near their food. So, don't hesitate to speak up. You're not just a customer, you're a food critic, a culinary inspector, and you deserve a meal that's cooked with care and free from any unwanted guests. Now, let's move on to the next culinary crime. Listen up, because this next one is non-negotiable. We're talking about undercooked meat, specifically chicken, the repeat offender of food poisoning. Picture this. You order a juicy chicken breast, expecting a culinary masterpiece, but what you get is a pink, rubbery mess that's more salmonella than supper. Not appetizing, is it? Here's the deal. Chicken needs to be cooked to an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit, not a degree less. Why? Because anything below that is a breeding ground for bacteria that can turn your delicious dinner into a one-way ticket to food poisoning hell. We're talking cramps, fever, the kind of gastrointestinal distress that would make a grown man cry. Now, I understand the appeal of a juicy, slightly pink chicken breast, but trust me, it's not worth the risk. A good chef knows how to cook chicken to perfection without sacrificing safety. Look for meat that is firm, white throughout, and juices that run clear. If you're unsure, don't be afraid to ask for a meat thermometer. Any chef worth their salt should have one handy. And if you're at home, remember, use a meat thermometer, cook your chicken thoroughly, and for God's sake, wash your hands. Food safety starts with you. Don't be a donkey. Let's talk about something truly revolting. Finding a hair in your food. We've all been there. You're enjoying your meal and then bam, you spot it. A long dark strand of, well, you don't even want to know. It's enough to put you off your food for life. Now, I understand that accidents happen. Kitchens are fast-paced environments, and even the most experienced chef can have a stray hair escape their hairnet. But here's the thing. It shouldn't be a regular occurrence. Finding a hair in your food once is unfortunate, finding it twice is unacceptable. A good restaurant should have strict hygiene standards in place. That means hairnets, gloves, the whole 9 yards. They should be just as horrified as you are to find a foreign object in their food. So if you do encounter this culinary nightmare, don't hesitate to send it back. And make sure to let the manager know. They need to address the situation and ensure it doesn't happen again. Remember, you're not being fussy, you're demanding basic hygiene standards. And any restaurant worth its salt should be striving for excellence in every aspect of their service, including hair-free food. Alright, let's address the elephant, or rather the insect in the room. Finding a bug in your food is a big, fat no-no. I don't care if it's a fly in your soup or an ant in your salad, it's unacceptable. It's a clear indication of poor hygiene standards and a complete disregard for food safety. Now, I know some cultures consider insects a delicacy, but I'm talking about the uninvited guests that crawl, fly, or slither their way into your meal uninvited. These little critters are not only disgusting, but can also carry harmful bacteria that can make you seriously ill. A good restaurant should have measures in place to prevent pests. That means keeping the kitchen clean, storing food properly, and sealing any cracks or crevices where these unwelcome visitors might sneak in. If you see a bug, chances are there are more where that came from. It's time to ditch the meal and find a new place to eat. Remember, you deserve a meal that's safe, hygienic, and free from any creepy crawlies. Don't settle for anything less. You'd think this one goes without saying, but apparently some restaurants need a lesson in basic hygiene. We're talking about dirty utensils, forks, knives, spoons, anything that comes into contact with your food. Finding lipstick stains on your glass or food remnants on your fork is not only disgusting, it's a health hazard. Think about it. Those utensils have been who knows where, touched by who knows who. And if they can't even be bothered to wash them properly, what else are they cutting corners on? It's a recipe for disaster, and you don't want to be the one who gets served. A good restaurant should have a rigorous cleaning process for all their utensils. That means washing them at high temperatures with strong detergent to kill any bacteria. They should be spotless, shiny, and ready to use. If they're not, send them back and ask for a new set. Remember, you're not being difficult. You're simply demanding basic hygiene, and any restaurant worth their salt should be happy to oblige. So keep your eyes peeled and your standards high. So, there you have it. My top 5 dining disasters and how to avoid them. Remember, you have the power to demand better from the restaurants you visit. Don't be afraid to speak up, send food back, and walk out if you have to. Your health and well-being are paramount, and a good meal shouldn't come at the expense of either. Stay vigilant, stay safe, and always remember, the customer is always right, especially when it comes to food safety. Until next time, keep it clean, keep it classy, and for God's sake, check your food before you eat it.